Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Unique Arts. I am your host, Costco Picasso, and today we just have another Celtic tale for you. Today we're going to be going over another Scottish tale. As you could tell by the title, this is the Brownie of Fern Glen. So, Brownie, we're not talking about at least what Americans have their chocolatey, fudgy treat. Perhaps my wife's personal favorite, or at least brownie batter might be a more specific personal favorite for her, but that's besides the point. Brownie is a type of house spirit. So, one of the good folk, essentially, and they are known to only appear at night, and that you might be able to catch a glimpse of him, catch a glimpse of his shadow. And there is a particular brownie. Well, he lives in the forest and the glen around this home. It's a home that lives on the edge of the glen, and the home is called Fern Glen, named after the glen of the same name. And people are terrified of traveling to the house, especially at night, and they will go a long way around to avoid catching the glimpse of a brownie, of this particular brownie. They believe that he, of course, holds some sort of magical powers, but perhaps it's also just a fear of his alien features. He has really supposed to have really wide eyes, really big flat feet, and really long arms that like touch the ground when they're just hanging by his side. And despite his appearance that I guess shocks people, he's very friendly. They're known as a house spirit because they are known that if there is any sort of chore that needs to be done throughout the house, they will do it better than any human can do it. And all that they ask for return essentially is that you leave out a bowl of milk for them, and they are perfectly content doing the labor. And so, while I mentioned everyone's afraid of this particular brownie at Fern Glen, that would be everyone except the farmer's wife. She's not afraid of him. She thinks quite highly of him because he's constantly doing work and helping her out around the house and around the farm, essentially. And one day, she happens to fall sick. And there is a woman about 7 miles away that could help heal her, but it's deep into the night, and you'd have to pass through the glen to get to the lady. And so all the servants are standing around, volunteering each other to pretty much go and fetch the woman to help their lady. And they're all too scared of the brownie to do it. But unbeknownst to them, the brownie is actually only a few yards from them, listening. He came at his normal time and realized the lights were still on, people were still up, which was odd. He knew something must be off. And so he was able to eavesdrop and heard their concern for the lady. And he, knowing that the lady is kind to him and doesn't think negatively of him necessarily as everyone else does, he was happy to go and fetch the old woman himself. So he borrowed the farmer's cloak and the horse, and he sped very quickly to the lady and was able to convince her to come along with him, just hop on the back of the horse with him. And in fact, when they're getting to the glen, she's expressing her worry about seeing the brownie, and he laughs, saying, "Don't worry, you're not going to see anything uglier than the guy you're riding with, uglier than me tonight," pretty much. And she doesn't see him until he is helping her get off the horse, and his hood actually accidentally falls back. And she sees that, oh, this is some peculiar looking man, before realizing, oh, this is the brownie, essentially. And the brownie essentially goes off and is just like, make sure to help her, which he does. And he's saying that, like, he doesn't mind, he likes to not be seen, and he doesn't like to be seen in many ways. Like, he's saying that he likes to avoid the road. So like when they catch a glimpse of him, that's not what he wants, and just like that's not what they want. But he was saying that he's happy to help. He doesn't need anything great. He just needs, milk with a little bit of cream. And if anything, he would like to just not be thought so ill of. And so the woman helps the lady of Fern Glen, and she pretty much expresses that story to everyone. And so everyone pretty much stops being afraid of him. They hardly see him except for at the same rate they used to, which was hardly at all. Might catch a glimpse or a shadow of him, but they're no longer afraid of him because they know he is good-natured, uh, good-willed, has no ill feeling towards them necessarily like that. And of course, he still helps out, and they leave bowls of milk with a little bit of cream in them. So it's an interesting story. When I think of spirit or mystical folk, I don't think of ones who help me do house chores. But if there were some that helped me do house chores while I'm sleeping, honestly, I don't know. The idea of being afraid of them seems kind of silly when you have some sort of reciprocal system going. Seems kind of silly to be terrified of them. But then again, I guess it's pretty in line with human nature that they're afraid of that which they don't see, that which they don't fully understand, even if they do get something they would deem good out of it, such as labor being done for them. But either way, very interesting tale. Let me know your own thoughts about the Brownie of Fern Glen. This is a pretty well-known tale, but either way, please feel free to like and subscribe to catch more Celtic tales, as I like to do. I like to do one, once a month or so. Uh, but I've been Costco Picasso, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.